What's up guys, it's Axu here, and I'm doing my first tutorial. Yeah, so I'm just going to be showing you some of the effects that I put on my banners to make them go from something that looks like, where's my layer, like this, if it would load. Yeah, see, so before I put any effects on it, it looks pretty bad. And then the finished product, which is something like this. Yeah, and personally I think it looks way better, and yeah, it just makes it look more professional, and there are lots of pretty cool effects that you can put on your banners to greatly improve the quality. So let's get on that. So this is my new ice style I've been working with a little bit. I have all these lights and stuff here. I tried lots of new effects and I've been getting some pretty good feedback on it, so I think I'm going to continue with it for a while. Alright, so am I even talking? Where's, oh yeah. Alright, okay, so you're going to want to start off by merging your layer. I'm just going to walk you through how I do it. So you're going to want to, I always do this, I always group all my layers so it just ends up with one thing, and you always group it and duplicate it, because if you mess anything up, you're going to want to be able to go back. So you duplicate it, then this is a super cool thing that I put on all my banners. And on this one, I actually did it a little bit less because I thought 4.7 was a little too high and it looked too blurry for my liking. So I set it to 3. This is Gaussian blur, so you're going to put the radius on 3 like I have it set here. And then you just press OK, and make sure it's on the top layer of the one that you duplicated. Come over to your filters, and now it's super blurry, but if you put lighten on it, something pretty cool happens. It gets this really nice glow feel to it, which I really like, and I use on pretty much everything, like especially my graffiti banners. Like, let's see if I can find one here. Yeah, if it would load up. Yeah, okay, so I put this effect on this banner as well, and it makes it really stand out, especially compared to how it looks before I put the glow on. It looks a lot better. Like, you can even see here, if you just take it off, it looks pretty nice. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and duplicate these two. Then let's do it again. Okay, so then this is another effect that I put on banners. It just makes some of the edges stand out, and overall I think it looks pretty nice. So you just come to Stylize, and I have a preset here, but I don't know if this matters so much. You can kind of just mess with it and whatever really works for you, but the setting I have here, it kind of outlines the edges enough without it being too bright or too dark, so you can still kind of see it. So let's just hit that. And then obviously you don't want your banner to look like that, because that would be pretty shitty, no lie. So I usually put it on about 10 or so, but on this one I put it on 5 again, and it's another super nice effect that really makes the edges of your background stand out. So let's just duplicate these ones again so our banner can stay all together. So duplicate this again, and another effect that I put on all my banners is Topaz. I'm not going to do that quite yet because there's some other stuff we got to do first. So you just want to sharpen it, and it, like, it's not a super big difference, but it looks pretty nice. It makes some of the dark edges darker, and dark edges darker. I feel like I'm talking out of my ass right now, but it really looks nice, trust me. Just put the sharpen on and you'll be happy. Zoomed out too much, let's bring it back. Alright, so you're just going to want to duplicate these again, and then I have a couple presets in Topaz. I might put like a Gyazo of them or something in the descriptions. You can copy them if you want, because I have one that I use that is very nice, and I put it on pretty much everything. So we have our banner here, and it just, I don't know what I like about this so much. It just gives it a kind of like blurry glow that looks really nice, especially for this ice style that I was doing. I have some other presets, but none of them quite work the same. They're more for my older cartoon style that I did a lot, but they're still pretty nice presets. They don't look too good on this though. Maybe if I was going for a more cartoony ice feel, I don't know. But yeah, this is the one I use, and these are some of my settings here. The only one that I really mess around with is the clean here. So if you bring the strength all the way down to 0, it kind of makes it glow instead of getting that weird sort of oil paint feel, except it's a lot cleaner in Topaz. So if you don't have Topaz, I definitely recommend getting it because it is a great plugin for Photoshop. It makes everything cleaner, really. My Photoshop's being pretty laggy right now. Alright, so for this one, I brought it down to about 50 because it seemed like a little bit much. I don't know why, but it just makes it cleaner without it being too clean. You know, you gotta find a nice balance. So let's duplicate this once more. I always kind of duplicate it, so I just have the top layer. I don't know why, but that's just how I do it. So here, you're gonna want to go to high pass. I actually, the first time I ever did this was on this banner, and I was actually pretty happy with how it looked. So you do that, and then you come over to overlay, and then it kind of darkens some stuff, and I thought this was pretty cool. I had never done this before, and then I brought this down to about 20, and it gave a pretty nice look to the banner that I thought was super nice, because it made a lot of the cracks and stuff darker. I thought it looked really cool, and I want to try this on some of my other banners and see how it looks. But you guys can try that out and tell me how you think it looks. Alright, let's duplicate this again. Yeah, and so now, pretty much all we have to do is the displacement, and there's some blur that I put on this as well. So, you just come here, and you go down to distort, displace. I usually lower it from 10, but on this one I actually kept it at 10, just because YOLO. Pretend I didn't say that. I'm gonna shoot myself. Okay, displacement. I can't spell. Where are we at? Oh. Here we go. So this is a pretty nice displacement map. I might actually put it in the description because it is very nice. As you can see, it makes everything super displaced. So what I do is I usually bring a brush down to maybe 40 or so, and then kind of just brush out the parts that don't really look good when they're this blurry, and kind of leave the edges that nice blur that we have going on. Like you can see in the final one, I would click back to that, but I'm going through this right now. So you just kind of take out the middle and some stuff around the edges, but it leaves a really nice blur. I actually haven't used displacement maps in a while, but I feel like on this one it really worked because it kind of looked like it was being blown around a little bit without using that super shitty wind effect that they have on here. I used to use that and I strongly regret it. Alright, so there's some stuff out here. I kind of just clean this up just because I leave a little bit if there are big parts like here that I kind of just made bigger and then lowered the opacity, but let's just keep going through this. I've actually never done a tutorial before. This is my first one. I kind of wanted to do a tutorial on some of the effects I do to finish up my banners, but I never really got around to it, and I don't know. I just hope you guys enjoy this one because I think this really improves how banners look, and hopefully you'll get some better feedback. If you want more tutorials, also let me know, because I have some other stuff that I'd like to cover. It'll probably mostly be Photoshop stuff because I'm not much of a Cinema 4D guy. I don't know. I might get around to it after I feel a little bit more comfortable in the program, but I'm more of a 2D guy. If you've been around my channel for a while, I recently started getting into 3D, but I'm really enjoying it because I feel like my renders aren't quite the best, but it kind of works out when I put it in Photoshop. Like, I don't know if I should show you my desktop. It's super bad. You gotta promise not to judge me. I've been doing like nothing but graphics. Okay, let's go. Where are you at? Did I seriously move this somewhere? Oh yeah, it's not renders. Base logo. I mean, this looks pretty bad before I put it in Photoshop. And then that's kind of the finished product right there. See, I made a lot of the colors more chill because right here it was kind of nasty. I went through 2 renders for this one. This was the first one. It took transparency off the materials, off the ice materials, and I think it made it look a lot better. Because this looks even worse. I need to work on my render abilities. Alright, anyways, this is pretty much done. I might take out a little bit more around the logo, but I think it's pretty much there. So then next, I'm just gonna merge these now because we're gonna do another thing with some color splits, which looks pretty nice as well. So we just take this. You actually didn't have to duplicate it last time, but I just did. So you just click on the second tool right here, make sure it's on rectangular. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. And then make sure it's on the second one up here, because a few people have had trouble with that, and I've actually been asked about this before, and I don't know. I think it's a pretty simple tool to use. It's just figuring out how to use it. So kind of just drag some over your logo. And you can put these effects on any banner, really. I did this on my graffiti banners. I did it on my 2D banners. It just kind of makes everything look better and really brings a lot of the parts of the banner together. I even put some of this stuff on logos. I might have a logo here somewhere in the trash because I cleared it out. Yeah. Oh, I gotta bring it out of the trash. Let's go. Yeah, see, I put some of the blur stuff. I'm pretty shit at logos, but it doesn't matter. Logos are easy. Alright. So that should probably be enough or so. So let's just copy and paste. So I'm on Mac, so for me that's Command C, Command V, but there's copy and paste up here somewhere if you're on PC. And then, so you're going to want to come into this blending options, and then you're just going to want to click out the red filter. And so it'll turn this little square red. And right now you won't see anything, but make sure you have this layer. Ooh, whoops. Make sure you have this layer selected. And then just tap the right arrow key a little bit. You can do right or left. Either one works, really. I'm just happening to do right now. Oh, I forgot to do something, though. So we're going to want to merge everything, even the CCs, before you do this part. Oh shit. Fuck. Nipple titties. Yeah, alright, get rid of that layer. And just do this above your CCs, so you can actually see the red. I just made that mistake. I don't usually make that mistake. I think it's just, I'm on the spot right now. Well, that didn't really group. I guess it did. Yeah, okay, it did. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, just make sure that you do it above the CC. Just merge these again. So this is pretty much done, though. You can actually do it without that. For some of the banners, I don't, and for some of them, I do. For my graffiti style, I kind of try to stay away from this because I think it kind of, I don't know, takes out the kind of street graffiti feel. This is usually for more tech feeling banners. I've done that previously, but I liked it for this one as well. I don't know. There's something about it that kind of makes it look like the ice was splitting, and I just thought it looked pretty cool. So let's just take a few more. Alright, this one was a little bit more rushed, but you still get the idea. Just kind of make some lines through the logo and you can't really go wrong. Uh-oh, that's a bad one. Yeah, you're probably going to want to make sure they don't touch, because if they do, it won't necessarily look bad. It'll just look a little bit off because there'll be some chunks that are moving together, and you don't really want that in your final banner. So, do the same thing, just come up to blending options, and just take that out. Move it over a little bit. I think that was 3 pixels or so, and that should be enough. And this is your banner in the end. There's a pretty big change from this to wherever the other one is. Take these out so you can see the banner before. Yeah, so this looks pretty bad. And just how to improve your banners. If you guys want more tutorials, let me know in the description. Hope you enjoyed. Supra Axu. Peace. See you guys.